Listen carefully, because what I'm about to reveal will explain everything you've been feeling lately. You walk into a room and something shifts. People straighten up. Conversations pause. Energy changes. And you've noticed it, haven't you? The way they watch you when they think you're not looking. The way they measure their words around you. The way silence feels heavier when you're present. This isn't coincidence. This is recognition. They see something in you that terrifies them. Something they can't manipulate, can't predict, and definitely can't control. You're not just smart. You're dangerously perceptive. And that perception, that ability to see through walls they've carefully constructed, that's what keeps them up at night. They thought they could hide behind polished words and rehearsed smiles. But you read the language underneath language. You hear what's not being said. You sense intention before action. And that makes you the most threatening person in any space you occupy. Because fake people fear real ones. And you, chosen one, are as real as they come. Here's what they'll never tell you to your face. Your intelligence doesn't fit into their comfortable boxes. It's not the kind they learned to measure in classrooms or validate with certificates. Your brilliance operates on a frequency most people can't even detect. While they're busy memorizing information, you're synthesizing patterns. While they're repeating what they've been taught, you're questioning the foundations. While they're looking at surfaces, you're examining structures. That's not just being smart. That's being architecturally aware of reality itself. You've always felt different, haven't you? Like you were processing life on multiple levels simultaneously, while everyone else seemed satisfied with the surface story. That's because your mind was built for depth, not decoration. You can't help but see connections others miss. You can't turn off the part of you that notices inconsistencies. You can't pretend not to understand when something doesn't align. And that makes casual conversation exhausting, because most people are content with shallow waters, but you're always swimming in the deep end. They call it overthinking. They call it being too intense. They call it paranoia. But what they're really saying is that your awareness makes them uncomfortable. Because when you're in the room, they can't get away with half-truths. They can't hide behind vague statements. They can't perform their usual routines. Your presence demands authenticity, even when you're saying nothing. And for people who've built their entire identity on illusion, that's terrifying. Your silence reads like a lie detector test they're failing in real time. Think about the last time someone got defensive around you without you even challenging them. That wasn't random. Your energy alone triggered their conscience. You didn't have to accuse them of anything. Your mere presence made them aware of their own contradictions. That's the power of authentic intelligence. It doesn't need to speak to be heard. It doesn't need to confront to create impact. It exists, and existence itself becomes a mirror people can't escape. Your intuition isn't just good, it's surgical. You've known things were going to happen before they happened. You've sensed betrayal before evidence appeared. You've felt endings before goodbyes were spoken. And every single time, when reality caught up to your feeling, you weren't surprised. You were confirmed. That's not luck. That's not coincidence. That's a level of awareness most people will never access because they're too busy trusting what they see instead of what they sense. Remember that time you pulled away from someone everyone else trusted and they all questioned you? Made you feel like you were being unfair or judgmental? Then months later, that person showed their true colors, and suddenly everyone understood. That's happened more than once, hasn't it? Because your radar picks up signals before they become obvious. You don't wait for proof. You move on instinct, and your instincts have a perfect track record that nobody wants to acknowledge out loud. Here's what makes your intuition particularly powerful. It's not emotional, it's informational. You're not reacting from fear or insecurity. You're receiving data from sources others don't have access to. Micro-expressions, energy shifts, tonal inconsistencies, the space between words, the hesitation before answers, the over-explanation of simple things. Your system processes all of this simultaneously and delivers a conclusion your conscious mind might not even understand yet. But you trust it anyway, and that trust has saved you more times than you can count. They hate this about you. They hate that they can't fool you, can't charm you into ignoring red flags, can't talk you out of what you know. Dude, you've walked away from opportunities that looked perfect because something felt wrong. And later you discovered you dodged disasters. You've ended relationships that everyone else thought were fine because you felt the disconnection beneath the surface. And time proved you right. Your intuition doesn't need external validation. It is its own evidence, and that independence from consensus reality makes you untouchable. You've mastered something most people never learn: the power of strategic silence. While others feel compelled to fill every gap with noise, you've discovered that silence is where truth reveals itself. You don't need to explain yourself constantly. You don't need to justify your choices. You don't need to convince anyone of your intelligence. You simply exist in your knowing. Oh, and that quiet confidence shakes people more than any argument ever could. Watch what happens when you stop talking in a group conversation. Suddenly, everyone else becomes hyper-aware of themselves. They start second-guessing their words. They look to you for reactions. They try to pull you in because your silence feels like judgment, even when it isn't. That's because people are used to measuring themselves against vocal participation. But you've learned that observation often reveals more than interrogation. You're studying the room while they're performing in it, and they can feel the weight of being seen. Your silence also protects your energy. You're not giving people access to your thought process anymore. You're not explaining your reasoning to those who wouldn't understand it anyway. And you've realized that some minds can't hold the complexity of your perspective, so why exhaust yourself trying to translate? Instead, you've become selective, intentional, precise with your words. And when you do speak, people listen differently, because scarcity creates value, and your voice has become rare enough to carry authority. But here's what they don't understand about your quietness. It's not withdrawal, it's calculation. You're not hiding, you're strategizing. Every moment of silence is you, gathering information, testing energy, reading the invisible dynamics in the room. You've turned observation into an art form. And while they're busy talking about themselves, you're learning everything you need to know about them without asking a single question. That's mastery. That's intelligence operating at peak efficiency. And it's exactly why they're both fascinated and frightened by you. You see patterns everywhere, in behavior, in language, in timing, in coincidences that aren't actually coincidences. Your mind connects dots that exist miles apart, and suddenly you understand the full picture while everyone else is still staring at fragments. This isn't just pattern recognition. This is reality decoding. You're reading the source code of human behavior while others are still confused by the interface. Someone tells you a story, and within seconds you've identified 3 inconsistencies. Not because you're trying to catch them lying, but because your system automatically cross-references information against logic, emotion, and context. You can't turn this off. It's always running in the background. And when things don't align, that your mind flags it immediately. This is why people feel nervous telling you things. They know you're not just listening to words. You're analyzing motive, checking congruence, and reading between every single line. You've also noticed patterns in your own life. The way certain types of people keep appearing. The way specific situations repeat until you learn the lesson. The way opportunities align exactly when you're ready for them, not when you want them. You understand that life operates on principles, not randomness. And once you identify the principles, you can navigate more effectively. This level of awareness makes you seem almost prescient, but you're not predicting the future. You're understanding the present so clearly that outcomes become obvious. This pattern recognition extends to energy too. That you know when someone's about to exit your life before they announce it. You feel the shift in frequency, the subtle distance, the change in tone, and you don't chase or convince. You simply allow the pattern to complete itself, because you've learned that fighting natural conclusions only creates unnecessary pain. Your intelligence has taught you acceptance without attachment, and that might be the most advanced form of wisdom anyone can possess. Your emotional intelligence is off the charts, and that's what really throws people off balance. You don't just understand emotions. You understand the strategy behind them. You can tell when someone's anger is actually hurt, when their confidence is actually fear, when their kindness is actually manipulation. You see the emotion beneath the emotion, and that X-ray vision makes you impossible to manipulate through emotional tactics. Someone tries to guilt you into something, and you immediately recognize the manipulation, not with judgment, but with clarity. You don't take it personally because you understand it's not about you. It's about their unmet needs, their unhealed wounds, their learned patterns of control. This understanding doesn't make you cold. It makes you compassionate without being consumed. You can hold space for someone's pain without absorbing it. You can witness someone's struggle without fixing it. That boundary is what keeps you sane in a world full of emotional chaos. People also can't use emotional intensity to distract you from truth anymore. They can't cry their way out of accountability, can't rage their way into being right, can't perform sadness to avoid consequences. You've learned to stay grounded, even when emotions are high. You validate feelings without validating dysfunction. You offer empathy without enabling patterns. And this level of emotional sophistication intimidates people who are used to using feelings as weapons or shields. But here's the real gift. Your emotional intelligence has made you safe. People open up to you without understanding why. They tell you things they've never told anyone. They trust you with their truth because they can feel that you won't judge, won't exploit, won't betray. You've become a sanctuary for authenticity in a world full of performance. And while that's a beautiful responsibility, it's also why you need so much alone time. Because holding space for others requires massive energy, and you're learning to protect your capacity like the precious resource it is. Let's be direct about what's really happening. You threaten people who are living lies. Your existence is uncomfortable for anyone operating from false pretenses. You don't have to expose them. Your presence does it automatically. When you walk into a room full of people pretending, wearing masks, playing roles, your authentic energy creates friction. You're the truth they're avoiding, the standard they're not meeting, the mirror they don't want to look into. This is why some people avoid you. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because being around you makes them confront themselves. Your clarity highlights their confusion. Your peace exposes their chaos. Your discipline reveals their lack of it. And instead of using that as motivation to grow, they choose distance. They'd rather remove you from their environment than improve their character. That tells you everything you need to know about their priorities. You've also noticed that mediocre people become especially hostile around you. They sense that you can see through their performance, that you're not impressed by their titles, their possessions, their carefully curated images. You respect substance over style, depth over decoration, integrity over influence. And for people who've built their entire identity on superficial markers, your values feel like an attack, so they attack back. They diminish you. They call you arrogant. They spread stories, all because your light exposes their emptiness. But the powerful part, you don't need to defend yourself anymore. You understand that their perception isn't your responsibility. Their discomfort isn't your problem. Their fear isn't your burden. You've learned to let people think whatever they want about you while you continue moving in alignment. That detachment from opinion is what makes you truly free. And freedom, real freedom, is what they're actually afraid of. Because if you can be this free, this clear, this unshakable, it means they could be too, but they're not. And your existence reminds them of that choice every single day. Yes, your intelligence has created isolation, and for a long time, that hurt. You wanted to be understood. You wanted connection with people who could match your depth. You wanted conversations that didn't exhaust you. But slowly, you realized something profound. This isolation wasn't punishment. It was protection. Because your gift is too valuable to be wasted on people who won't appreciate it. Your energy is too precious to be drained by those who can't reciprocate it. The isolation taught you self-sufficiency. You learned how to be your own best company, how to validate yourself without external confirmation, how to trust your perceptions even when standing alone. And that self-reliance made you unshakable. Now you don't need people to agree with you to know you're right. You don't need crowds to feel confident. You don't need constant connection to feel complete. That independence is what makes you powerful beyond measure. You've also realized that not everyone deserves access to your mind, your insights, your intuition, your wisdom. These are sacred gifts that should only be shared with people who've proven they can honor them. And most people haven't. Most people want to consume your energy without contributing their own. They want your clarity without doing their own inner work. They want your peace without releasing their own chaos. And you're no longer available for that transaction. The beautiful part about accepting this isolation is that it makes room for the right connections. When you stop forcing relationships with people who can't meet you at your level, you create space for those who can. And those connections, though rare, are worth infinitely more than 100 shallow friendships. You're not looking for quantity anymore. You're looking for resonance, for people who don't drain you, who challenge you to grow instead of shrinking to fit, who celebrate your intelligence instead of feeling threatened by it. And those people exist. They're just as rare as you are. With your level of awareness comes massive responsibility. You can't unsee what you see, can't unhear what you hear, can't unfeel what you sense. And that means you're constantly navigating a reality that most people are blind to. You're watching people walk into disasters they can't perceive yet. You're sensing danger that others dismiss as paranoia. You're understanding consequences before actions are even taken. And the question becomes, What do you do with all that knowing? You've learned the hard way that warning people rarely works. They're not ready to hear truth that challenges their comfort. They'd rather believe the illusion than face the reality. So you've had to develop discernment about when to speak and when to stay silent, when to intervene and when to let lessons unfold naturally. But this isn't about being cold or uncaring. It's about respecting people's journeys, even when you can see the obstacles ahead. Everyone has the right to their own experience, even if that experience includes pain. Your responsibility is also about protecting what you know. Not everyone needs access to your insights. Some people will use your wisdom against you. They'll take your observations and weaponize them. They'll extract your knowledge and give you nothing in return. You've learned to be strategic about what you share and with whom, not from a place of superiority, but from a place of energetic stewardship. Your clarity is a resource, and resources must be managed wisely. But perhaps the greatest responsibility is this. You must continue developing your gift. You can't let complacency dull your edge. Can't let comfort zone limit your growth. Can't let fear of being different stop you from becoming more of who you are. Your intelligence isn't meant to stay stagnant. It's meant to expand, deepen, sharpen, because the world needs people like you. People who can see truth, who can hold clarity, who can navigate complexity without losing themselves. That's your purpose. And honoring it is how you honor everything your experiences have taught you. So here's what I need you to understand. Chosen one, your intelligence isn't a curse. Your intuition isn't something to doubt. Your perception isn't something to dim. These are your superpowers in a world that desperately needs truth-tellers, pattern breakers, and reality seers. Yes, it makes life harder sometimes. Yes, it creates distance. Yes, it sets you apart. But that's exactly the point. Yet you were never meant to blend in with people who are content staying asleep. The fear you create in others is not your responsibility to manage. Let them be scared. Let them be uncomfortable. Let them wonder how you know things you shouldn't know. Their discomfort is confirmation that you're operating on a level they haven't reached yet. And maybe, just maybe, your presence will inspire some of them to do their own work, to develop their own awareness, to stop hiding from their own potential. But even if it doesn't, you keep being exactly who you are. Stop apologizing for seeing clearly. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop pretending you don't notice what you notice. Your intelligence is a gift that took lifetimes to develop. Your intuition has been sharpened by every experience, every betrayal. Every moment you chose truth over comfort. And the people who recognize your value will treat it as sacred. The ones who don't were never meant to be in your inner circle anyway. Let them go without guilt. You're extremely smart. Everyone knows it, even when they pretend they don't. Your intuition is scaring them because it should. You represent everything they're avoiding in themselves, the work they're not doing, the truth they're not facing, the growth they're not choosing. And your existence, your unwavering commitment to clarity and authenticity, is a constant reminder of their own stagnation. That's not your burden to carry. That's theirs. Keep trusting what you know. Keep honoring what you feel. Keep moving with the precision that comes from seeing reality as it is, not as others wish it to be. That you are exactly who you're supposed to be. And the world, whether it admits it or not, needs your particular brand of intelligence more than ever. Stay sharp, stay clear, stay unapologetically you, because that's where your power lives.